watch Dracula on Netflix?
No.
It's
No.
good.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Misfit Corner Comics Presents. This is the artist Andrew speaking, and we are live streaming. And hold on a second. Looks like Cross is waiting in the weight room. Hey, what's up, man?
Not much. I was just about to go
Welcome.
knock.
Oh, no, I saw you. My son was just talking to me about something, so let me finish with the intro. Welcome to Misfit Corner Comics Presents. This is the artist Andrew speaking, and we are live streaming, and this is once again the Hero Hour. All right, now we got that out of the way. How the heck are you, my friend?
I am good.
Yeah? How's your campaign doing?
About the same as Friday.
Okay, well,
Didn't go
You know
up
they-
any.
well, they say it gets most of the activity at the beginning and at the end, so
Yeah.
$675, you're still cruising, 33% done. That's not too dang bad. All right, well, we'll just keep pushing it. Everybody out there, if you haven't already, go check out the Canadian Shield on Indiegogo. I am going to copy the link and put it into the chat. And can I do that?
I've had over like 500 people go look at it.
Oh, well, there you go. It's a good start.
Well, actually, I'm not sure whether that should be over 500 because, multiple people, same people going back more than once could be considered as individual views. So,
I gotcha. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works on Indiegogo. I never did check out those statistics on my campaign, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Says 540.
Oh,
Yeah, it says I've had 544 visits.
what's up, Mr. Dillard?
Hello there.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. Your screen is blurry.
I know. I'm trying to fix it. Okay, there we go. Once I get drawn, it'll be okay.
Yeah, you got to get rid of that autofocus.
Yeah, I know. But man, guys, I had like 3 back-to-back scam calls today that were so good, I had to jump in and make videos of them. So they'll be released tomorrow in the next 3 days, the scam calls. I just love credit card scammers. They're so much fun. Actually, one was a healthcare scam and the other 2 were credit card scams.
I hope you're not
scamming
scamming us.
No, I'm not scamming you. No. I would never do that to you guys. How you all doing?
I'm doing all right. Are we live?
Yeah, we're already live.
Oh, okay, good. I was wondering why you were being so awkward with your pauses.
Oh, well. I'm trying to look up a unique-looking animal to draw a villain or draw a bad guy or draw a monster. I guess
you're looking for an animal, or you already have the animal in mind.
No, I'm looking for an animal that I want to draw. I thought about doing an armadillo.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, it's exactly what I'm looking up. But
Cody Jack's in the chat, and he says, "Hey."
He is? Okay, let me let him in. Oh no, that's Avery's here. Avery, what's up?
In the chat.
He's I see
in
that.
In the green room, dummy.
Okay. Why is he not in the green room?
I don't know. Saving himself?
He says, had a heart attack scare yesterday. I was in the hospital.
Are you okay?
Kodiak, was it you that had the heart attack scare?
Well, he's the one that's super, super fat, so probably yes.
Oh. Nighthawk Warrior, how's it going, man? Welcome to the show.
It was probably just an anxiety attack, wasn't it, Kodiak? You thought you were having a heart attack.
Could have been the weather. I don't know.
Could have been gas.
Caden Wagner says, hello. Oh, he says it was blood pressure.
Hello.
Blood pressure? Yeah.
Well, that'll do it to you every time.
Anxiety attacks can make you think you're having a heart attack, too.
Jeez Louise, man.
There's a muscle in your chest you can pull. It'll make you, if you ever strain it, it's the one underneath your pectoral muscle. It's closer to your rib cage than the pec that's on top. If you ever pull it, it hurts straight down your arm to your elbow. And so the first time you ever heard it, you'll be like, "Oh my God, I'm going to die," because it takes your breath away too. It'll scare the crap out of you.
Yeah, I had I pulled something in my chest a little bit this week because we were doing moving stuff, and oh man, it was a pain in the ass.
Oh.
But it didn't hurt unless I was laying down. So, oh well. D says, "How did your fasting go, Kodiak?" Well, I bet you if he was in the hospital, he wasn't fasting. Kodiak says, "That's what I felt like, Avery. Exactly. Gotcha." Caden says, "I watched one of your older videos, and I decided to watch your videos again." Okay, awesome. Well, welcome back then. I got I'm gonna spoil something for everybody out there. I completed my DC Lego minifigures collection today, so I'll be making the last video, and that'll go up later this week. But I'm very excited. I'm all done. I got them all. They just came out like Monday, and I've got a complete set. Or no, Friday, and I got a complete set. So, you know, I didn't bring them on camera. I just wanted to tell you guys about it. So, and Kodiak says,
that got me so bored. I was talking to my mom. No.
Damn, that is a cut, man. So Avery, I'm
cut on your own mom, Rick. What the hell?
Yeah. Nighthawk Warriors, awesome video of your shop. Well, thank you, man. There's
I've been meaning to ask you something about your shop.
Oh yeah, hit me.
It looks like you have your desk set up so that your back is to the window.
Yes.
Why don't you do like they do in Disneyland, where you have the desk set up parallel to the window so people can kind of stand like on your shoulder and watch what you're doing?
I have it set up that way so I can see if I'm sitting there, I can still see what's going on in the store.
Plus, he wants people in the window to see his plumber's crack.
I don't have a plumber's crack. Well, I probably do, but I don't show it off. So, well, here's the thing that I was telling my wife about in my old store where it was the 2-unit. I originally had one door, the front door closed, the one where my drawing table was, so that I could keep an eye on people walking in and out. But then I decided to open it up so people could see what I was doing. And I told her, I said, you know what, I'd eventually want to build like a window there so that people can see what I'm doing, you know, and put up a sign that says, please feed the art monkey. And then when this store opportunity opened up for me to move and it already had windows, I said, great, now I don't have to build a window. But, yeah, it was really weird.
That was a really redundant story.
Yeah, I know. It was really weird on Sunday. I was at my art table and I was getting the drawing table set up, and I kind of looked behind me and there was a dad and his son just standing there watching me. And I'm like, and then the kid came in and said, are you getting ready to start drawing? And I said, I'm going to very soon. And he was like, okay, well, we were just watching you. I go, okay. So a Nighthawk Warrior says, wow, the roast. No. Pot roast, man. Oh, that's what it is.
No. Oh God.
Nighthawk Warrior says your store is looking better each time. Thank you. We're trying. I brought in. There was a table, like a dining room table that we had in storage that I was moving out. So I brought it into the store. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do with it just yet, but my kids were saying that if I set up a table in the store, they'd come in and play one of their role-playing games or whatever it is. They're really big into the Disney game Villainous. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this one, where you play as different villains and you try to win the game.
Terrific.
Yeah, it is. But they like playing it, and they said, "Hey, Dad, if you set up a table, we'll come in and we'll play the game in your store." And I'm like, "That'd be great, especially if I had, like copies to sell people." So that they could see what you're playing.
You want me to do more work so that you could bother me at work?
Yeah, well, so far Mike has yet to have. Mike came to the store one day since I've moved, and that's it. And he was there for just a few hours. So,
what is he like? He like 15, 16?
My son, he's 26.
Oh God,
Caden
call him out on that shit. He's an adult already.
Yeah, Caden says, also, can I give you a superhero suggestion? Sure. And then he says, do you play Fortnite? No, I am a boomer. I don't play Fortnite. Nighthawk Warrior says, wow. D says, that sounds like a good idea, Dillard. Everyone can see each other while Andrew draws. That's right. Nighthawk Warrior says, nope, I've never heard of it. The game, that is. All right, so we're caught up on that. Okay. So I'm going to be designing a villain. Not a villain. I keep wanting to call it a monster, but I just want it to be a creature, like a large...
Another furry. You're designing another furry. Be honest.
Speaking of furries, I forgot.
Uh,
Dillard and I were talking one of my previous live streams, and I was talking about the name of the world in which Hero lives in. That I originally came up with a name, and it didn't work for me. Oh, Caden says I'm 12, so don't make fun of me for it. Absolutely not. We won't make fun of you. Jeez. Guys, watch your language this evening. We have a 12-year-old here. Don't.
Did you make sure to click that button that said this stream is for children?
Oh, did I forget to do that? Oh, crap. Actually, no, I never put that on.
it should be automatic if you set your channel not for kids.
Well, I'm fairly certain I did. Oh, hold on a second. I just screwed up my camera.
Oh,
What's the language there? What are you doing?
I got to switch it to my FaceTime camera for just a second. And I got to switch it.
Ah!
Yeah, all right.
ooh,
Yeah, I know. Scary, scary, scary.
that's rough stuff. Rough stuff.
Caden said it's fine if you curse.
That's
That
really
is,
rough.
that is not permission, by the way, guys.
Uh-huh.
So, oh, Nighthawk Warrior says, so the monster looks cool from that last video. Yeah, I'm still playing around with it. That's still the theme, is I'm trying to design a monster, but I want to kind of do a not
What's the character's personality?
he's not going to have a personality. He's just going to be a rampaging monster.
Oh, so it's the Canadian Shield.
Oh.
Not
What?
fair.
I heard something about the Canadian Shield, but it's
What Rick ever do to you?
always
Yeah, what'd Rick ever do to you,
can't
man?
make out you. Sure.
Oh, I forgot what I was talking about.
Ooh, look at this cool picture that Avery's drawn.
So
I drew that years ago.
Oh, never mind then.
So Dillard and I were talking.
That's from a book that never happened. I did like the first issue and the part of the second issue, and then it all fell apart.
So Dillard and I were talking, and I was telling him how
The Canadian Shield is not a rampaging monster.
he
Rick,
could
did you
be.
go back? Did you just scroll back in the feed to listen to what happened?
So Dillard and I were talking. Man, you guys keep.
I mean, we got that
Raining.
part. Move along, you know.
And what I was telling him is that I had never, in the first two books of Hero, I had never named the world in which he lived in, and that it was important for the third book. And so I came up with a name, and I was never happy with it. I was never satisfied with it, and I needed to start thinking about a new name. And I started like looking, and I was talking about how Thanos is like one of my all-time favorite comic book character names because of the origins of the word Thanos, and which, for those of you out there that don't know, that's the Latin word for death. And I really liked that idea, so I went and I did a Google search for Latin words, specifically looking for stuff like furry, if there's a Latin word for furry, and there actually is, but it's this really, really long word. It starts with a P, and it just didn't work as a name for a world. So I started doing some other research, looking into different words, looking into German words and Spanish words and so forth. And it's so funny.
D.
Oh goodness, what does D say?
Furrytopia.
Furrytopia. Yeah. Hey, that's actually not too bad. But no, I think I came up with a name that works so much better for me. And I'm not going to reveal it just yet because I got to work on some other stuff with it, but I think it'll work. It's one of these duh, that actually makes sense type of things. So
You named it like Terra something or other.
Oh, that's a good idea, but no. But it's a simple name, but it'll actually work well with Crom Story as well. So we'll see. I got to run it right by my co-creator Michael and see what he thinks, and if he gives it the thumbs up, I'll tell you guys more about it. But I came up with an idea. I'm very happy with it, and teaser, I'll spoil it later. So what else did everybody else do? I created a whole world today. I mean, what did you guys do?
Hero Herotopia. There you go.
Herotopia.
I started drawing this amazing hero landing of the buckler.
Yeah, I see that. That's a very hero pose there.
Very
Unfortunately, the next panel is going to kind of overlap this one, maybe about this area here, because he's going to be standing up and pointing his finger and reprimanding the villain. That's so I don't know. I don't know how much I should work on it, or if I should just draw the whole thing and then just cover it up in Clip Studio.
Now, does the Canadian buckler ever meet the Canadian shield?
Yeah, he's about to in about 3 panels.
Oh yeah, has that been authorized by the Canadian Shield's creator?
It has.
Yes.
It has. Okay, very good.
I wouldn't do anything to arouse the ire of Rick Piper.
Oh, who would? He's scary.
Have you heard the way he speaks to his mother? Good God, imagine how he talked to me.
Yeah.
Rick, I don't take that abuse, man. Don't take that abuse.
Yeah, this is from an old story. This is actually this is the one here where he's actually yelling at the buckler here. This image.
I like that.
Oh, Humphrey Bear's here. He says, hi tonight, Hawk Warrior. Caden says his name is Gunner, and he has 2 fully auto pistols and an assault rifle. He is also 14 and lives in New York. Okay. I think that's the reference to the Fortnite thing.
That's just your
Kodiak says,
14-year-old in New York.
oh, jeez. I don't think so. I'm not sure. I believe that was a conversation he was having with me, but I'm wondering if you noticed. Oh, gosh. Was it a conversation I was having with Kodiak and not Dillard? Did I have a conversation with you about the name of the name of the world my characters lived in, or was that Kodiak that I had?
You didn't have that conversation with me at all. I just
Then
didn't
why
want to be
didn't you
rude and
correct
interrupt.
me? Oh man, I feel like such an idiot when you guys
Like if you would have like gave me some sort of like like a signal boost or something, I would have corrected you. But me being in the story or Kodiak had nothing to do with the story at all, so it didn't really matter.
All right, so obviously, as if you guys can't tell, I confuse you guys so often. You know.
Yeah, because they're totally interchangeable.
Well, it's like
point of
Rick
every-
calling me Avery and you Andrew. You know.
The point of any story from Andrew isn't the details. It's about his fantasy world he wants to project on you. Who's there, who's in it, really doesn't matter. The other people around him are interchangeable. It's just about his delusion.
See, that's not really true. They're not interchangeable, but they're not integral to this particular story. So integrable.
You're bad at this American English thing.
Yeah, my wife said I had it right the first time. I shouldn't have tried to correct myself.
No, you didn't.
Integral.
Integral.
Forget it. And now she's saying I'm sounding stupid. Yeah. Duh.
He opened his mouth. Of course he sounded stupid.
It's a day that ends in Y. Of course I sound stupid. Tell me something I don't already know.
Well, the word in Spanish
that's not
for
the first time.
is peluda, but if that also sounds a lot like the Latin word for earth.
Oh yeah.
So
What's the Latin word for earth?
Like pietera or something like that. And they both start with a P, so if you can kind of figure out a way to merge those 2 words, like hairy world, it'd be perfect.
Oh no! I'm going with a simple world. Oh, a simple word. Trust me, it'll actually make sense.
Sounds boring.
Yep, that's about
like
right.
The Witcher, they just call it the continent.
It's going to be some variation of Earth.
Oh, I did finish. No, there's no Earth in it. I did finish watching The Witcher. That was actually pretty dang good. I enjoyed the heck out of that show. The thing I didn't like was some of the modern dialogue that they did, especially with the bard, the singing guy. Some of the lyrics that he was singing was like very modern type, and not something that would have been set in a sword and sorcery type world. And it kind of just threw me out of the story for a minute. But it was entertaining enough that I got right back into it, and I was okay with it. I enjoyed it. I look forward to the next season.
I liked it too.
Yeah. Oh, good.
I need to play the game. Like I have 2 and 3, and I've never played them for more than 20 minutes. And every time I go to play it, I got to start over because I'm like, how do you do what? I learned an entire new mechanic.
Games. I'm not any good at games. All right, let's see what else is going on. I don't want people to start thinking I'm ignoring the chat.
Hashtag pound sign.
Nope. We're not pound sign ignoring the chat.
Pound sign ignoring the chat.
Nighthawk Warrior says, name your world after the animals. Kinda. That's what I did. The City of Hero. Well, you never know. That might one day happen. E. Michaels says, you have my blessings to say you're surprised. No, I got to talk to somebody else first.
He named it like Heropa or something.
Nope. Nighthawk Warrior says, Canadian Buckler is the villain reformed as a hero or hero reformed as a villain? That's a good question. Dillard.
He's a bit of both, to be honest. He is a villain that's trying. He's a former hero. He used to be a hero, now he's a villain. This story, though, is his journey to kind of like, become a whole person again, be a hero.
Oh, yeah? Can you spoil it and tell us whether or not he succeeds?
Yes, I can. He does succeed.
Oh, okay. But he does have to go through trials first, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He gets little victories along the way.
Does he have a, like Batman has the Joker, does the Canadian Buckler have an arch nemesis?
In a way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's not the Canadian Shield, is it?
No.
Okay.
It's actually a guy named Todd Harrington, who was a beloved anchorman for the city of Winnipeg.
Really?
Yeah.
Does he have a villainous code name, or is his just name?
No, his name's just Todd Harrington. But it's because Todd Harrington is such a well-rounded good man. Todd Harrington ends up getting with his Buckler's ex-wife.
What is former?
And not only that,
Buckler's
Todd
name?
Harrington is a stand-up guy, and the Buckler really likes him.
Oh gosh, the drama that's involved in this.
Yeah. So Harrington is kind of like his confidant, but all the while the Buckler's scheming and scamming about how he's going to take Harrington down.
It's funny. It's like Rick's book isn't even out, and there's already an entire parody universe.
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. All right, wait a minute. Back to the chat. Let me see what else is going on here. Arthur says, I'm not sure, but I believe that was a... Okay, wait a minute. That's all right. We already did that part. Fertopia. Hi, Humphrey Bear. Yup, that was me. Okay. Name your world. Okay, we already did that. Sorry, guys. I lost my place. Canadian... Okay, there we go. Now I'm caught back up. Caden says, I made the superhero before Fortnite came out. Very cool. Nighthawk Warrior says, interchangeable names. Misfit Corner Comics. Yes, regrettably. Humphrey says, Canadian Brickman. Nighthawk Warrior says, for the name of your world, no, Humphrey Bear, Gary owns Gary Brickman. And then Caden says, how do you get mod? Oh, how do you become a moderator? All you do is ask. Caden, if you want to be a moderator, I'll make you a moderator.
Andrew, can I be a moderator?
No.
Andrew.
No. What?
Andrew, stop.
Okay. All right. Nighthawk Warrior says, I don't know. Ask. Okay. Humphrey Bear says he made products like t-shirts and mugs. Caden says, that's what I was doing. Not yet Humphrey Bear, but he did drawing on a sketch card tonight on stream. Cool. Okay, they're talking about something else. All right.
They're talking about Gary Shipman's
live
stream that just ended a little while ago. Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that you didn't want his name spoken on your channel.
Who's that?
Gary Shipman.
I don't know anything about Gary Shipman.
Okay.
I don't have any ill will towards the man. Why? Is he a bad guy? I've always heard him as a good guy.
No, I don't know. I said Gary, and then you were like, "Oh, yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Oh no, I was talking about the chat. I was caught up with what the chat was talking about, not you. Okay.
Okay, so I will tell you this.
Tell me.
The crux of the first story of the Buckler.
Mm-hmm.
Like his attitude is sort of in this manner. He's sort of an Arrested Development case, kind of a spoiled man baby. He got his powers through, happenstance and luck, not through anything he's earned or anything. So he kind of doesn't really know how and doesn't really want to learn how to be responsible with it.
Okay.
And he has his thorn in his side. There's this group called the Gateway 4. And they're a group of like, what do you call it? I guess like mealy mouth superheroes, but that are not super. They just kind of go around town and rescue cats out of trees and do photo ops so they can get sponsors, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And what they end up doing one day, because one of the guys is really anti-gun, and the Buckler, I don't know if you know this, but he just walks around just all day long with two humongous, 50 cal revolvers on his hips.
Okay.
And so
wait, is that legal in Canada?
Well, he's a villain. He doesn't really care.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
So what happens is the guy gets kind of frustrated and fed up, and he kind of convinces the other Gateway 4 to go and let's play a prank on the Buckler,
Oh, that doesn't sound like it's going to end well.
They roll up to his house with a scatapult, which is just a small catapult that they use to launch dog feces and piss balloons.
Mm-hmm.
And they launch it over his fence because, again, the Buckler doesn't really care, and everybody knows who he is and where he lives. So they launch it over his house, and he gets full of poo. This causes him to kind of fly into a rage. He gets everybody, his crew in his car. They roll down to the newscast station, walk inside, and he just like super kicks Todd Harrington out of his own chair and takes over the newsroom and says he's going to go on a hunt and he's going to be killing this Gateway 4 tonight, and everybody needs to be off the streets by 7:00 p.m. because there's going to be blood.
Oh boy. Okay.
So that's kind of like that's how the Buckler rolls. He's not exactly reasonable, and things like that will make him fly off the deep end. And this is also the first thing. Well, the thing is, he super kicks Todd Harrington, but as he's doing his address to the city, he notices that Harrington has like evacuated his bowels and is in real rough shape.
Okay.
So he takes him and kind of takes him back to his. Essentially, what the world thinks is that he kidnapped Harrington, but he took him back to his hideout to get him fixed up and recuperated, because one of his goons, Moose, is actually a registered nurse. So.
Oh, that's a good thing to always have in a bad guy conclave of villains, right?
Yeah.
Is to have a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
I think groups like the X-Men and the Avengers would have done so much better if they had a nurse on staff the entire time,
I think so. I really do. And it's then that the Buckler beats Harrington, and Harrington actually tells, because, he's Harrington, as he's talking to the Buckler ends up finding out that Harrington is actually a very big advocate of his. He knew him when he was a hero still. And when that night happened, the night where he ended up turning to a villain and killing that woman, Harrington was the one that was the investigative reporter for that. And he found out all about him, and he kind of decided to not pursue it any further, or say that the trail ran cold, because he kind of has a soft spot for the Buckler. So they become good friends during this. And let's see. So why did Buckler become a villain if he was a hero? He was shamed. He was shamed publicly by the Canadian Shield.
On purpose?
No, not on purpose.
Because I guess the Canadian Shield doesn't sound like a kind of guy that would shame anybody like that.
Well, the Canadian Shield's kind of like a level-headed, responsible person, right? Have you ever seen the show Parks and Recreation?
Sure.
I see the Canadian Shield more morality-wise, kind of like Ron Swanson. Like he'll tell you exactly what you're doing wrong. He doesn't mean anything bad by it, but it could be a little bit hurtful sometimes because you're not as pious as he is. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So he was giving him a little dressing down, like, you need to do better. What you're doing right now isn't working. You need to step it up or get the hell off the streets because you're causing people to get hurt. And
Tell
then,
me.
right, just giving it to him straight, you know. Well, Buckler doesn't take things like that very lightly or easily. And what happens is when after the shield leaves, he hears a noise, turns around, and notices a girl is taking out the garbage from her work out into the alley, and she's like staring at him, you know, at the whole interchange that just went down, and she starts cracking up at him because he just got told, you know.
Right.
And he can't take it, and he tells her to shut up, and she won't shut up, and he chokes her and kills her in cold blood.
No. So in other words,
Totally reasonable.
he is an utterly irredeemable bad guy then at this point.
Correct.
That's kind of sad. I thought maybe he had a redeemable arc in him, but I guess not.
What are you talking about? He's clearly the hero.
He's coming back. The thing is, it's not going to be typical. It's not going to be typical. And there's some people that say, well, I don't agree that. I don't think that somebody would be that reasonable to forgive him. It's going to happen.
Where does the Canadian Buckler story take place?
Winnipeg, Canada.
Oh, okay. Are there laws like more lax when it comes to murdering women?
Doesn't matter. He's super powered. What are they going to do to him?
What's his superpowers?
He's strong. Like imagine like world strongman champion Mark Henry, right?
Oh, hold on a second.
Kodiak.
Hi, Kodiak. Sorry. There's supposed to be like a ding or something that tells me that somebody's back there, and I guess
there really is not.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't realize it. Sorry, I was looking at my Google images of.
We're looking.
I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna fix my mic and let Dillard finish. Mute myself.
I'm gonna let you finish.
But Beyonce has a better freaking Canadian hero. I'm just saying.
What?
But yeah, Andrew's so clueless.
Isn't he though?
How did you not get that?
Are you talking to me? I'm sorry, I was reading something. What did you say?
Never mind.
Convicted for Christ says Beyonce had the best video today. Why? What about Beyonce? Did something happen?
Everyone
with Beyonce?
A few years back, Taylor Swift won an award.
Yeah.
For best music video or whatever. And as she went up to go accept her award, Kanye West rushed the stage, took the microphone away, and said, I'm going to let you finish, but I just got to say that Beyonce had the best music video of the year.
It was awesome.
It was a big.
I remember when that happened, and everybody, and even the president at the time said Kanye was a dick for doing that.
I don't believe that you remember when that happened because they're making very clear reference to it, and you didn't know 2 times.
That's a very pop culture type of thing, and I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. You guys know that?
Yeah, it's Legos, man.
If they made a Beyonce Lego, I'd know all about it.
I liked Obama for that. Just what he said. He just kind of scratched his cheek. He's like, dude's a jackass. Just the way he said it was funny. He's like, dude's a jackass.
I did find something I wanted to show you guys.
You can't show that on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. I found some old art. I mean, this is like high school level. Well, maybe right out of high school. No, maybe. Let me see if there's a year on some of these things. 99, so a couple years out of high school. But look at this picture. Do you know who that is?
It's really small.
That's what she said.
Do you know who that is? That's me and my dog when he was a puppy. Is that not the most adorable little puppy you guys have ever seen? He's even in a baby blanket. He's so cute and adorable.
So Avery, you saw this guy and you were like, "That's gonna be my best friend."
He's not my best friend.
Oh, this is actually something.
Got a little bit of Downsy in that picture.
All right, I got to show you guys. I got to show you this. This
So where you are in that picture?
is Nighthawk Warrior says, is the puppy an old dog now? Yes, he is. He's 12 years old and he's very old. But I found this. This is a board to like a pad of paper that I would have. I usually, whenever I go to a convention, I keep track of my the costs and the money I make at the shows. And this is a list of a convention I went to, and it says here cost table $350, ticket $60, plane $400. So this had to have been a trip to New York, because Subway $40, food $145, prints $50, sketchbook $70.
I
Supplies
just
$30.
figured out.
Yes, list of
You
prices.
are
Go
like
ahead.
you're like the teacher from Ferris Bueller.
$1,105 for this convention. Then it has water $5, Electra comic $5, blank
Andrew.
cover $15, comics 2, trades $15. But here's the thing that's interesting.
Get to the
Hey, you should have started with the thing that's interesting.
yeah. 'Cause
Here
right
is-
now, this is boring as hell.
Here's the list of the things I sold at that show. Different prints and different
Cool. What did the tally come out to?
$220.
Oh, you failure.
I spent $1,100 to go to the show and made $220.
That's why I stopped doing conventions.
This is the harsh reality.
See, this is what I was trying to explain to Rick Piper earlier today. Right? When you want to tell a story, you have to fill in the uninteresting parts with some sort of description. You can talk about how you felt on your way to the convention, the hopes that you had, and maybe some little some things that may have panned out, maybe not when you got there, but you don't just read off information to make the story longer.
Are you done,
Andrew.
Dillard?
Oh God, Dillard. Can I introduce you to Andrew?
All right.
He
So let
does exactly that.
So this is just a stack of some old sketches that I had done. This was actually a villain I created at some point called the Griffin, and I actually really like her. I might have to play around with this design to do something with her, but she was a bad guy in something.
That is a crazy tangent on that.
I know. This was a like a logo that I was working on for Lapdog Press.
Where's the tangent? I want to see
Oh,
it.
what? What do you mean? Where's the tangent?
Her boobs.
Oh, you're talking about Andrew. Got it.
Her boobs
No,
are
no,
just
no.
so out of proportion. I
I'm
don't
talking
get this at
about-
all.
Her codpiece flap there, like mimics the shape of her knees and lower legs exactly.
Yeah.
That's like a crumple it up and throw it away piece right there.
And this is some sketches that I did. I actually colored these sketches. These are photocopies of the colored sketches. These are just bad. This is from I did these and sold them on eBay. Oh my god, look at those faces.
I like that Supergirl, but I'm a fan of underboob.
This was
I like
was,
side boob. I'm a side boob guy, so that's cool.
Buffy. And this was a Batgirl sketch I did, which actually came out pretty good, but that was me trying to be kind of realistic and not succeeding, but trying. Here's another really horrible sketch.
That's good until you get to like the waist and down.
Yeah, then it goes all wrong.
Yeah.
Here's a Harley Quinn sketch I did.
What? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong screen. No wonder. Oh, jeez.
That's a
These are
stupid doorway. It looks
20
like
years
Batman.
old. Now, this was
Stupid doorway. It looks like Batman.
I had a buddy who was a big fan of Witchblade, and I did this drawing.
Dear
Of
God,
Witchblade.
Andrew, what are you doing drawing furries? I'm serious.
Dude,
That's
Andrew has like, for some reason, Andrew goes through these.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Here's my
freaking
invisible woman.
woman.
Yeah.
Andrew goes through these phases where he like changes something about his style or gets onto a new technique,
Uh-huh.
and he forgets every other trick he's learned.
Well, look at this.
Yeah.
I could not draw hands back then. Look at these fists. These are horrible.
You still can't.
Yeah.
At least I knew where to put the thumb.
Yeah.
This one, I didn't even have a
But
thumb.
you used to try harder to draw hands than you do now. Sometimes,
Yeah, this is
if Andrew would like get to where he
really, really
where
bad.
everything he's ever tried before, doing all the tricks at the same time,
Yeah.
his stuff would explode.
I like that. That's
This was actually an attempt at doing a submission page where I had drawn more of the story, But it was
You're-
like a colonial marine. For some reason, she's in her underwear against an alien.
She don't need a reason.
Sigourney Weaver was in her underwear against an alien.
Yeah.
Nope.
And then this,
Your blacks are really good on that one.
this is
That's what she said.
this was a Betty Page sketch that I did. This was actually the original art for the card set because I actually had one of my pieces made into a card set. Well, it's part of a card set of Betty Page cards, and this was the original art. And I added something in the background. Matter of fact, I think it was probably one of those whatchamacallits that you had given me at one point, Avery. Remember the what were they? There was forget it. Never mind. English. Can't do it today. But the original art, this is the original art for the card and it's horrible. It's horrible.
You mean the zipatone patterns I gave you?
Zipatone patterns. There we go. Yeah, it had the zipatone pattern in the background. But
Zippity doo dah.
I may redesign this character, but I'm gonna have to make her into a furry. See, that's the only thing that gets me is.
See, he's on that. He can't.
Yeah.
He gets on a new thing, and he draws like he forgot everything else. And
Do you actually have that problem though, Andrew? Because I have bad memory issues. Like I'll learn a technique, and if I don't keep it, if I don't use it every day,
It's not a technique. It's not necessarily a technique. It's like a new way of drawing something. Like there was a point in time where I drew a fist in a certain angle, and from now and since that day I draw fists that way all the time. And it has to do with like it has to do with if I'm drawing a character and they have their hand down, that is my fist. I draw fists like that all the time, and then there's
so you're saying it's kind of like when
once I get it and I okay, I like that, I use it over and over and over and over and over again. So
when Vin Skyver says he just wants to draw frogs right now and he can't get off of anything else, it's kind of like that. You just want to draw what you're into right now, your story right now, that type of thing.
yeah, exactly.
it's techniques too, though.
Yeah,
He does it with techniques too.
yeah.
He'll forget every other thing he's ever learned, and it's like if you blended these all together, it would make your.
I did a sketch, guys, one time of it was the Joker. It was the Joker from the Batman cartoon, The Batman. It's the one where he looks like a big, huge clown, and he was into tumbling, and that was his thing, is he tumbled. Well, I drew and he's got his fingers holding up a card, and I drew each individual finger, and each finger is in the right place. And I even looked at reference for it. And when I showed it to Todd, Todd went, "Oh my God, you can draw fingers." I go, "Yeah, I can. I just don't." It's just, I can, but I don't. I think that's what Avery's getting at is,
Yeah.
Caden said, "Are
He's
you
done-
a furry? No, I'm not a furry.
No, the furry thing's a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke, and it's been a long running joke on the channel, and it probably will never die out.
No, because you do anthro of everything.
Oh wow, this is so fantastic! Everybody is drawing tonight. So you know what we're gonna do?
Oh man!
Damn it!
Oh, I was just gonna say I was gonna highlight everybody and let them share what it is they're drawing.
Sure you were, Andrew. Sure you were.
We'll start with Cross. Cross, what are you
You
working on?
ruined it for me, Andrew.
Cross, what are you working on?
Rick!
He's not even listening.
No,
Rick is working on his Canadian Shield mashup with Salamandroid.
I am doing Salamandroid.
Salamandroid and the Canadian Shield teaming up to fight the Buckler.
That absolutely has to happen.
They're still gonna lose.
Yeah, I'm in on that book. Well,
I'm doing,
All right, we're gonna switch over to Mr. Dillard. We know what he's drawing, but Dillard, do you find it a pain in the butt to add so much detail?
Hell no. That's the best part.
Okay.
Like I hate doing gestures, and then when I finally get to like lay some ink down and start putting hatching in, oh god, it's like relaxing.
Well, let me ask you a question about your drawing now. Is this a panel for the ash can, or is this just you drawing?
This is a panel for the ash can. What happened was I was drinking a bit,
Mhm.
and I did this landing pose, and I made his torso way too long, right?
Yeah, that's hideous.
Yeah.
So I was like, so I made it the exact measurement here, so it's gonna see how it matches up
Gotcha.
perfectly.
Sure.
It's gonna cover up the top. That's gonna be the top part of the panel.
Perfect.
Very good. Very good.
So I'm not just doodling. This is actually for the book.
All right, let's switch over and see what Avery's working on. What are you working on, Avery?
You ruined it for me.
I ruined it by pointing it out. Is that it?
And I had to punish it.
You had to put it's so mean. So mean. Hey, that's a nice one underneath your hand. I mean, we've seen the Conan, but the other one, that's is that from a game?
No, it's from a book project where when those comics I did that died, they never made it to print.
Yeah, that looks
that
looks
zombie
gorgeous.
eating a baby?
That's what it looks like, bro. That's
Yeah,
brutal.
that's a baby. Yes,
That's awesome.
That's pretty grody.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's Albert Einstein having a nightmare sequence of.
You give me that zombie, I'll give it a redemption on it.
Evan says I hate green screen and ducks. Well, you know what? Very, very soon I will be replacing the duck with my own symbol, and
Oh, you're gonna pay for StreamYard?
I'm thinking about it. Well, I'm already paying for Zoom, and if I cancel Zoom, it's only a few bucks more to get.
And why are you not on Zoom anymore?
I wanted to try something else. Oh, and I talked to somebody who watched the stream Friday where I tried StreamYards for the first time. I talked to Ahmed, and I said, "How did it look?" He said, "It looks so much clearer." And I said, "Really?" So, I mean, the quality of StreamYards is better than Zoom, and
I've actually heard the opposite.
Yeah, I've had too. You got to make sure that's not their internet.
well, when I take the videos from Zoom and make it into videos, it's always blurrier than if I am using my own camera, which I'm using. So, but I ended up I took the video from StreamYards and cut it up, and it looked great. So
When he did the blah blah blah, I was gonna be like, "That's what she said."
Evan says StreamYard is the devil's lettuce. Does that a unable to process type thing?
That's a marijuana joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the devil's lettuce. You've never heard. Never mind.
Nope, never heard of that.
Never. Oh my god.
I don't like StreamYards just because it looks 80s and not very high tech.
Oh, well, there you go. You just described me in a nutshell there. So we're switching.
And he's not very high tech. Yeah,
That's not very high tech, and yeah, I don't know if I'd say I'm a child of the '80s. I am, but I don't remember much about it.
I guess what I meant to say was unprofessional.
Well, welcome to my
Perfect
show,
for
man.
Andrew.
Welcome to my show. Kodiak, what you drawing?
I'm working on a cover idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see if I can get it up here.
What's the idea?
Draw something, something that works.
You're gonna do a cover for a book?
Yeah,
Which book?
the Scorpion's Tail.
The Scorpion Stone?
The Scorpion's Tail.
The Scorpion is the name of his biker character.
No, the Scorpion's Tail is the name of the club.
Oh, the Scorpion's Tail is the name of the club that his biker character goes to.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Just clarify
this is just a sketch. This is just to throw at ideas. So kind of figuring out how the layout of the cover would be. At first, I was going to throw this to Elliot and have him draw it, but I was like, wow, let him figure out his own version of the cover. He does that for a living. It's kind of harder on me, so I kind of like this, at least where I'm headed. So I might as well draw this, and then since I need my own cover, and then let him figure it out.
Now, Evan, I honestly am not a big fan of OBS. I've used it, but I don't know, maybe there's too much technical in it where you have to get everything set up properly, and I don't have the patience to do that. So I like to just go and start doing stuff, and StreamYard seems to be working okay for me. But then again, I've moved my physical store 3 times now, in less than a year. The honest truth is I change my opinion on things as often as I change my underwear. That's not exactly how that was supposed to come out.
Yeah.
What I meant is I change my mind all the time. Is what I'm saying.
You're kind of a woman.
You know, it's really funny in the fact that there's a Katy Perry song, and every time it comes on the radio, they always blank out one of the lines, and the song is it's either black and white or up and down or in and out or something. But she's bitching about a guy saying you act like a woman, and then they blank out what she says next, and then it goes on, and the chorus is you're up and you're down, you're left and you're right.
God, stop, get to the point.
The point was I wanted to know what they were beeping out of the song.
What is it? What it comes before? I know that song by heart. What comes before it?
Yeah, the part that they beep out is you're acting like a biatch, and I should know. And for some reason, the radio station feels that's
No, it says you change your mind like a bitch. I would know.
yes, and that's the part that they blank out on the radio. And I just every time I heard that song, I like the song.
Oh no! It says no. You PMS like a bitch. I would know.
No. It says
No, that's what they're bleeping out. The PMS part.
no. They say the PMS part. It's the bitch part that they blank out. But they also blank out the and I should know part. Is the thing I thought was funny.
It's you change.
Because I've heard
You change your mind like a girl changes clothes,
Right.
and you PMS like a bitch. I would know.
Yeah, and I've heard the PMS part, but I didn't hear what came after that, and that was the whole reason why I looked it up. So it's black and it's white, it's up and it's down. Okay,
Oh God.
I know the song. I can sing it. Caden says he's a dumb.
Hearing you recite Katy Perry
Evans, did I ever tell you that
is pure fucking hell.
I'm gonna recite Katy Perry like a black horse. Oh, no.
Shut up.
Oh wait, that's Leo. That's Leo's version. They're like a black horse.
Yeah, you'll get a copyright strike from that dude just doing that.
Yeah, that's true. He didn't even write the song.
D says Andrew changes his underwears 3 times a year. Confirmed. I'm just kidding. I change my underwear more than 3 times a year. I have a tendency to change my mind and go in a different direction all the time. It just
He
happens.
shits himself at least twice a year, so you know it's more than 3.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh, that's grody.
That is grody. But, all right, so what do you guys think?
I think I want to die now.
I don't like it. You haven't done anything to it. It looks the same.
Well, here's what I end up doing. When I'm designing a new character, I tend to try to draw what the animal really looks like, and then I keep redrawing it and changing it into what I want my character to look like. But this is the armadillo idea, and I want to change it a little bit because I want to make him ferocious, and I want to make him scary, and I want to make him look like a monster. But I really, really like the idea of the armor around the body. I like the tail. I like the claws. I like the nose. I like the elongated face. There's so much about this character I like, and I've got to do something with him.
Well, I can go with it, I guess.
Caden says, that's disgusting. It is. Evan says, why do you know these things, but you don't know extremely iconic references?
I know. That's what's disturbing.
Did I tell you guys that story about my wife and I are driving in the car, and we're listening to the radio, and a song comes on the radio, and she turns to me and says, Taylor Swift? And I turn to her and I go, Katy Perry. She was disappointed in the fact that I knew that the song on the radio.
I can't believe you have children.
Dude, I tricked her, you know? She'll be the first to admit it.
I think Cody is going back to the hospital.
Kodiak, I'm not causing you to have another
I couldn't scream like that. That did hurt, though. That was
You can't joke around like that when you're that out of shape and in poor health.
No, it's true. It's true.
All right, what Conan comic book are you looking at, Avery?
Conan the Barbarian 108.
Oh, that's a great looking cover. Let me see that.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, okay, look, at my dad, right, was in real rough shape for the past, 10 years of his life.
Here,
Like, the heroin addiction and all that shit caught up with him.
show me the cover again. Bring it up.
Wait, that's real?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Don't
So,
move it. move
This guy had like he had like surgeries on his foot. He was like missing toes. You know, he had diabetes, just riddled with all kinds of diseases. This guy decided, and he was a fall hazard, right?
Yeah.
And those were they would always call me because I was the only person around that would, be able to pick him up because he was 6'4", 350,
Yeah.
And on April Fools, this guy decides to go into the kitchen, lay down on the ground, and throw a bunch of pots and pans everywhere and go, "Ugh!"
Oh, dude, that is so wrong.
Oh, that's great.
That is great, but wrong.
But the worst thing was they had to call me to come home from school because when he put himself on the floor, he couldn't get back off the floor.
Wow.
That's not good. That's not
Yeah, he would do some awful jokes. Like he would. My sister had a dog named Smoochie, and he was a little golden.
Smoochie.
Yes, that's exactly what he was named after. But he was a little half Chihuahua, half Brussels Griffin, and he was golden. You know what I mean? And my dad went and he got a plushy doll that was gold. You know what I mean? And put it in the pool down there by the drain at the very bottom of the pool in there, so that when my sister went outside, she jumped into the pool to go get the dog. She thought the dog had drowned and was like circling the drain at the bottom of the pool.
Oh. His practical jokes were dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
kind of like him.
Oh, everybody did. Yeah, he was the guy that would tell the really scary stories, and all the kids wouldn't be able to sleep. So all my cousins have really fond memories of him.
That's very cool.
Someone say something before Andrew tells another story.
Well, I know, but the thing was like, there's how you have that uncle that kind of like crosses that line. It was great because he was a dad and he had 4 kids, but he was also the uncle that always crossed the line.
That's
He was the one at the camp when everybody would go camping. He would be the one telling the story about the devil, and he would draw a pentagram in the dirt, and then somebody would come and kick it out. And he's like, "Well, now you released the devil. What are you doing?" And the kids
that's fucking awesome, dude.
It was fantastic.
I'm gonna pull that on my kids. They come and kick it. Like whatever you do, don't kick it.
It was a neighbor kid that actually came in and kicked it. He's like, "Hey, I don't want that around here." And he kicked it, and that was it.
It's like, you released the devil.
Yeah, he slept with his shoes outside of his tent because the shoes had the dirt from the pentagram on them.
You guys are so bad. This was your dad that did this?
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, that is good stuff.
The devil's lettuce. I don't know why that popped back in my head.
Well, probably the pentagram. Yeah. But I don't know. I think that's why I got such an infatuation with storytelling when I was young, because he used to be so good, and he was just natural. He never had to practice or research anything about story. He was just a fantastic storyteller.
That's very cool.
Because he was the guy that would commit. He would commit to it, and that was it. And he would spend the rest of the night keeping up the subterfuge of whatever story he told. He would lose sleep, if everybody else would be going to bed, he'd be setting up to make sure that the prank hit home in the morning.
Oh, man.
I forgot there was something really important I wanted to do.
Uh-oh. Be afraid. Was it tell another story?
No, it's set up my business on Google.
Oh, do that.
Yeah, that's important.
So
That way you guys can go in and give me 5-star reviews.
Oh, man. Wait. Okay, where's it at?
I'll let Pope Raven and Joshua Hughes know.
On Google?
Don't let Avery know.
Now, was there any kind of like movie that you saw or comic book that really inspired you? Like, oh, I want to tell a story that's as gripping as that.
Oh, it's not set up yet.
Like, what made you guys want to make comics and tell stories?
My kids, to be honest with you.
I wish that you would be honest with me. Yeah.
Actually, that is not true because the entire time my kids were growing up, the books that I was working on, comic-wise, were ones that my kids couldn't read because they were more adult-oriented. They were mature-themed. Even though they look like cartoons that I drew, they were,
It's like Fritz the Cat or...
What? No, it wasn't that bad, but it was a cop drama with monsters, vampires, and werewolves, and there were prostitutes and drug users, and
Didn't mean to be that loud.
That sounds like the Buckler board game.
Yeah, about that, by the way. What's going on?
It's in progress. All right. I'll probably release it when I do the campaign, like in tandem. What about you, Kodiak? Do you have any something that impressed you when you were younger?
With me, I'm a kid of a comic book collector, so I cannot remember a time where there wasn't posters of Batman on the wall, or Conan, or Boris Vallejo. So you walked in my dad's office and it was just a cave of it looked more like a box. If you've ever walked in a really good comic book store that just gets it right, it looked like that. That's what his office was. So for me, it's him,
Because not so much Boris, but it's like Frazetta and stuff like that. But just the images themselves tell a story about the world that they're in. They bring you in immediately. So it's
exactly. So those posters up on the wall, which some of them would be for Frazetta, and other artists, I just always attribute them to Boris as a kid. It wasn't until I was older that I realized, hey, this isn't all that one artist,
Yeah. Because I remember much more so than say a pinup of Spider-Man swinging through the city. Doesn't really bring you in like those older ones. And I remember seeing an image of Spider-Man fighting the Sinister Six. And it is stuck in my head. It was so cool. It told so much, information about how Spider-Man was desperate, and look at this overwhelming force that's attacking him. He's just one man. And then I actually found the picture as an adult, and I was like, man, I read way too much into this. And then I started thinking to myself, I should do in my head what I remember this picture being epic like that.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't at all. I was like, oh man, this is terrible. I don't know. I just want to tell a story that people remember.
Yeah. Well, the way you dive in, the Buckler it's not a bad story. It's good. It's like you getting everything right. You realize just how satire he needs to be, but just how much drama it needs to be. I really like it.
Have you read the script?
No, I haven't. I have not read the script.
Oh.
Is there a script?
Yes, there is.
And now we know why Dillard became a serial killer.
No, not a serial killer.
A serial teller. No, I don't know.
You what?
D says, sounds like Los Angeles. Man, my damn camera keeps...
Yeah, who's watching TV?
Rick.
That's probably Rick.
I think I heard him yell at his mom a minute ago.
That's elder abuse.
I love you, Rick. Man. I love you, Rick.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap.
No, not me.
Not you? Oh, well, I got a TV on in the background, but you guys can't hear it, can you?
Yeah, it's probably you.
It has to be you.
No, I hear it on the video. So
you're all blurry.
Yeah, I know that keeps happening. I don't know why.
Amateur.
Oh well. All right. Well, so before we go, just a quick shout out. Let me share a screen real quick. You guys don't want to look at that.
Oh God, what is it? Never mind. Don't tell me.
It's proof that he's a furry.
Andrew in handcuffs and a panda outfit.
You got to draw that now, Dylan. I swear to God.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I would. I just don't want to draw Andrew's face.
All right. We're going to check out the Canadian Shield on Indiegogo.
Have you back, Andrew?
Not yet. I had to wait. I still got 17 days left. I got a little bit of time.
Mhm.
But
Ooh, 17
guys-
days, I might just get in there if I get a.
actually, Friday's a good day. Friday will be.
No, shoot.
Why is Rick having to drop his own link in your chat?
I dropped the link in the chat earlier.
Oh.
The very
Actually, I'm not
beginning,
gonna-
actually.
Oh, yeah, the one time. Good for
What
you.
is the 10th? The 10th is like 21 days away. So
Why does
I
Rick
won't
hang
make
out
it.
with you?
What? I don't know. It's weird.
Right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Hey, you're gonna extend it though, Rick, right?
I apologize, Rick.
Hey, Dillard, who
It's going to be extended, Kodiak.
Did
Okay.
you-
Tell people that.
did you
Good God.
digitally paint that cover?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Now I know one of the options is for the buckler ash can. Do we have a page count on the ash can, by the way?
Let's see. Probably 12.
12 pages? Okay. You going to have some bonus material in there at all?
I don't know, Rick, are you? I'm not getting paid for any of this. This is all Rick stuff. I don't handle anything. I have nothing to do with this campaign other than just donating content.
Mhm.
Donated blood for the inkwell.
If you got questions about what's available in the perks, that would be a Rick can answer.
Oh, Dillard, you should do that. Like Kiss, like donate
Well,
blood.
how
to-
many pages?
Sorry, Rick, but you're not there.
Rick, you're breaking up, man. What'd you just say? All right, everybody, if you get an opportunity, go check out the Canadian Shield on Indiegogo. It's up right now. It'll be up for the next 17 days, and after that, we'll have to see. So back it now. Don't wait the 17 days. Be a good backer of comics, and do that. All right, everybody. I appreciate everybody coming in, and I don't remember if Friday I guaranteed that this live stream would be better than the last one, but at least we tried. Right? We tried.
Why are you guys all roboting out? What's going on?
I think Avery's doing it on purpose.
Oh, is that Avery in the left-hand corner? I mean, right-hand corner? No, because I'm not going to say anything because he might rip it again. Damn it.
Where?
No, I'm not saying. I didn't say anything.
What, this?
Yeah, I didn't say that was an awesome drawing and I really love it. I didn't say that.
It's an old illustration I did.
Oh, God. See, now he's going to pull it out.
No, don't do it.
It's an old illustration I did for White Wolf years ago.
Billy, please, you don't stop. I'm really nervous now because
That's actually a published piece of art, man.
Yeah, it's two illustrations on the
Don't do
No,
it.
I thought
Don't
you
do
sold
it.
that
Don't
in
do
a
it.
Bundle?
Huh?
Didn't you sell that in a bundle?
No, not these. No one bought these.
how much is that page right there?
I don't know, $50.
God, when am I going to be rolling in money, guys? Seriously.
Tell me about
Because
it.
there's not a big market for the originals to these role-playing game illustrations.
But that's hey, I mean, so they published that character, that female right there, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
These
it was.
were published.
it
I
never-
couldn't tell you what book. I don't remember. I know I never got my copies of this book. So
Yeah. How long does if that was a commission, how long would it take you to do just something that not simple but that quick?
I don't know. I probably did both these in about 4 or 5 hours, maybe more, a little bit more. I don't know.
He's a professional. He can knock that stuff out quickly if he wants to.
Because judging by her design, you might be able to help me like draw a couple of a character that I have. You might be able to get her bone structure right and her hairline. She's got that what Malin calls the
You know, that
Ted Bundy part.
that illustration, Avery, I know who you based it off of. That looks very much like one of the girl from Penny Dreadful.
There's a girl that looks like that. And I need to
By
watch
the way,
Penny Dreadful.
Did you know Showtime bringing
Penny Dreadful wasn't even on back when I drew this.
Yeah. Well, Showtime is
She
bringing.
has kind of like a vibe of Lilith from Frasier.
She reminds me of
Oh yeah.
Jenna.
Hey, that actress was hot.
Yo, fuck yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Who's the one that played? I think they called it Black Emmanuel, like Gimmons, Jenna Gimmison or something like that.
I don't know.
Oh, she was hot.
All right. On that note, we'll talk to you all guys on Wednesday. Thank you so much for coming by. Check out the Canadian Shield. Check out the Buckler on the Canadian Buckler on a Dillard stream. And thank you all for coming by, and we'll catch y'all next time.
Later.
Bye.